everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have a video hop. It's a little bit different. This is a cache hop. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to use this stamp set by Alicia Zagata. I don't know, it's Ukraine, I'm not too sure. This is My Favorite Things, the larger version of that. Paper Rose Stitched Circles, and Hero Arts Bold Rings, which is a very, very cool little stamp or background stamp. It is very cool. The other thing we're going to be using today is doing a rainbow. So we'll talk about the colors I've got in a minute, but they're the rainbow ones we've got. I wanted to use Carved Pumpkins, but apparently I don't actually own it, which I'm pretty sure I did. So I've lost it along the way somewhere. Anyway, so this is a cache from a Facebook group. Back to this card for a minute. This is some removable tape that I've had for I don't know how long. I couldn't exactly tell you the name, but it's any removable tape just to raise it up a little bit and hold it still while we're stamping the big background image. Just makes it so much easier. That little bit easier, and you don't have to worry about any like the misty corners or anything like that. So we're going to stamp this with Versamark, like the wet embossing ink, and we're going to, could really stamp this in either or emboss this in white or clear. It wouldn't really matter. I have used white, but it's neither here nor there, because what we're going to do is do a bit of ink blending over the top of it. We're going to stamp it twice. So in this Facebook group of Homemade Happiness, we've decided to cache a fellow creator, and we're going to use the hashtag, cache fellow creator, creator. And I've got inspiration from a fellow creator, and she made, and there's going to be a photo of it at the end of the video. She made basically the same sort of card, except of course the images are different, the ink is different, the background is different, and she did a very pastely, soft pastely, beautiful pastely colors, and I'm going to go for nice and hard rainbow. So I've embossed that, and this is a Fiskars silicone matte. It's just going to help hold it a bit still. And it cleans up really, really well. So it's really good. It's similar to the Waffle Fowl Mixed Media Matte. So we've got candied apple. We've got spiced marmalade. We've got squeezed lemons. We've got mowed lawn. We've got salty ocean, and we've got wilted violet. They're the inks that we're going to use today. I was sort of wanting, it works out perfectly fine. I was sort of going to want to have the Carved Pumpkin. I wanted something a little bit more brighter, but honestly, you're not going to tell. So I've sped this up a fair bit, because it's a bit of a long process, because you're staring at nothing happening, because I'm getting that sorry, that was my iPad, if you could hear that. So I clean it all off, and I'm going to go over a couple of times back and forth so I can just have a nice smooth. So it's a process, because I put it down, clean it off, put it down, clean it off, put it down, clean it off. Get the point? So nice bright colors. I really love how these colors were. So they were lovely, awesome, and bright. So it's a process. So while I do that, it was announced today we're going back to school, as in the school kids are going back to school, which is super exciting. A little bit sad for some parents. Some parents have been, my kids are driving me nuts. Some parents have been loving it. Each their own. We all love our kids. My boys have been very pretty good, really. They don't really require my attention, but then they're a lot older. Look how that awesome beautifulness. So we've got all this ink that I can't let it be. So we're going to spritz it with a bit of water, and we're going to make a second card. And it's basically going to be the same, but it's just a bit more messier. So I'm going to cut some of this out. I'm just finding my water, I think, here. I'm putting lids on, of course. So we're going to spritz this and then just dip our cardstock in it. And you're not going to see the full bits and pieces because I dry it off, tap it, dry it off, tap it, dry it off, tap it. And I'm going to save you some. So we're going to come back to it. There we go. So you can see the finished thing. So we're buffing it off now with a tissue, a clean tissue, just to bring up the white in the embossing up. Just to bring the white out in the embossing. We're going to trim that down, and it's going to be 14.4 by 10 centimeters, which fits a Aussie, I think it's A5 card base. And how gorgeous is that? So in the image, she had this blended background. I think hers was a Severn, if I remember correctly. It's been a little while since I looked at it. And then she had this circle image with a doily die underneath it with a couple of little bunnies, but we're not going there. So we're going to heat emboss this Live Life in the Full, and in colour, sorry, Live Life in colour. As soon as I said it, I knew I was wrong. So Alicia Zagadia, and don't kill me with, well, I probably killed the name of it. They are from the Ukraine, and there's a shop in Melbourne who has introduced those into Australia, and they're super detailed, super fine. You can just see one set there, and I'll be using some more later on. So we've heat embossed that with clear this time, and we're going to do a rainbow of this little twig. Flower. It's not twig, it's not a flower. We're just going to call it like a wildflower. That's what we'll call it. Now, I'm going to stamp all these, and I'm going to go around round the sentiment in a rainbow fashion. And again, I'm going to sort of clean the stamp off and dry it off and stamp it and clean it off, dry it off, stamp it. So this is sped up to a little point, probably about 2 times, I think it is, because I didn't have anything that I wanted to use that was sort of nice and small, but I thought this one might be quite cute. Now, you're all going to be screaming at me in a minute. She's picked up the purple. Yes, I stamped the purple before I stamped the blue. And you're going to see me realize in a second when I sort of go, you idiot, you twit. See? But we're just going to live with it. We're going to move on. We're going to build a bridge. So these stamps are super detailed, super fine, and not a bad price at all. And at the moment, I seem to have a great trouble with getting my finger in the ink. I don't know what on earth I'm doing, but all I seem to do is get my fingers in the ink. So I'm going to raise it up with a bit of thin foam tape on the back of it. I'm going to cut this one down a little bit. This as thin as in the height of it is not that thick. And then we're going to place that onto the little doily, which is My Favorite Things. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's My Favorite Things. It's here. I'll have to look it up. All the details will be in the description bar. I think it's called a doily. My Favorite Things doily. And I don't care that I just wanted a little bit of scallop edge around the main sentiment, so I didn't mind that I was missing half of it. And we're going to raise that up as well But in the original card, you see that she's got a strip of cardstock that she's blended in similar colours. So it blends in, but then it doesn't stand out as much. Even though you've got the white of the circle, the strip is going to stand to make it pop out. But we're going to sort of make it blend in a little bit, like blend the strip in, but the circle is going to stay nice and dominant. And we're going to I just sort of put it down and thought, well, you're going to need blue and you're going to need green. So that's what we placed down on here. And we're going to blend that on. And in the meantime, I've cleaned all that off, and that is clean. It's a piece of tissue, nice and clean. So the link for the lady that her name was Marla. I think Marla is how to pronounce it. And her link will be down below to go over to her channel and find her video and see who she has cased, and check out all her bits and pieces. She's also on Instagram of Mad About Crafts, I think it was, but her details will be down below in the description bar. There's also a link. The first link will be over to my blog for all the information on these, the stamps and the inks and Alicia Zagaria. I'm going to keep saying it because I'm trying to get it right. So you can find all that information down below. So it just sort of breaks up the pattern, and yeah, I like it. I think it makes it stand out. I like it, it's my card. So there you go. I haven't really made such a bright little card before. And as I said, I've pretty much done the same thing to the other card using the leftover bits and pieces. Again, we're going to put some foam mounting tape down and trim all that off and add it into bits and pieces. Different places, you know. Why have a little tiny bit left over when you could just pop it into a little corner there? So there's quite a few people joined into this hop, whether it's YouTube or blogs, and each person will move on to the next person that they have cased. Potatoes. And we're just going to glue that down. This is just some craft glue that I like to use because it has a bit of wiggle room. So please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's pretty much the card. So the first photo is going to be the image that I cased, and then some close-up images. So, oh, we forgot the stickles. We forgot a little bit of stickles. Just a little bit of stickles here and there just to bring out a little bit of bling. Okay. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.